Hi, it's Travels with Gary. This is Gary Mintchell, Editor-in-Chief of Automation World Magazine, and June 15 through 17, I was in Phoenix, Arizona at a hug. Actually, it has nothing to do with the kind of hugs you might have heard about in one of those European film festival things where all the actors come and pretend they like each other and give themselves hugs. Now, this is the Honeywell User Group, and this is an annual gathering. It's been going on for quite some time out in the deserts of Arizona, and the primary reason is to get people who use Honeywell products together with Honeywell developers and marketers and so on. And the feedback is amazing. One of the highlights of the keynote always comes from the people who are actual users, who head up committees, who solicit input from users. And actually it's an ongoing process all year, but they really meet together. And the feedback is amazing. I'm quite impressed at how many new products, and they enumerate them because they want people to understand the input process, and how many new products are derived and manufactured because of user input. What a better way. I've been in product development in my life in several different industries, and that kind of user input is great. We used to sit around and say, okay, users like to do this or they don't like this, and that sort of thing. One place I worked at, one of the developers could go through the electronic schematic, and we could look at each circuit, and we'd say, okay, this circuit is here because customers like this, and this does this. Well, same thing at Honeywell. It's really great, and one of the really good keynotes was that kind of feedback and the results and the fruits of new products that come out that serve the customers better. Really good. Another reason that people come to the user group is to, shall we say, kick the tires. I talked to a couple of people who come every year. Well, they came this year anyway. I don't know how many years they come back, but they come to just check out everything. It's a good chance to see the products in the demo room, to talk to the developers, to talk to marketing people, to sit in some technical sessions, talk to other users, people that actually use it, and say, hey, how do you like it? What are you using? What's your application? That sort of thing. And it's a really great experience for them as far as figuring out whether they want to buy Honeywell or somebody else. And some of them maybe attend 2 or 3 of these things just to really get an in-depth look. And what better way to do your research as a user of what you want to buy. So anyway, that was June, and that was really good. The usual technical keynote from Jason Urso, who talked about all the new products that they announced at the show, and you can read about those on my blog and at automationworld.com in my write-up of the Honeywell User Group. And I guess the most important thing that came out of it that was interesting anyway, one of the real things about going on in industrial automation right now has to do with wireless. And it's popular legend that there are 2 protagonists that lead the wireless, each with a different kind of agenda, and Honeywell being one of those 2. And so some people speculated, and I've even read in print a couple of places where they think that maybe Honeywell is being an obstructionist or want to go their own way. Well, Honeywell has what they call the One Wireless, and what it is kind of look at it as kind of an aggregator. It's kind of a box that you can bring, the future ISA 100 when that comes about, which is a wireless mesh sensor network, or you can bring in Wi-Fi, IEEE 802.11 kinds of wireless Ethernet kinds of stuff, and other things. I mean, Honeywell makes radios and other kinds of things, maybe voice over internet protocol kinds of stuff, or maybe video streaming wireless for maybe security purposes, that sort of thing. Anyway, One Wireless is meant to take care of all that stuff. And both Jack Bollick, who's the president of Honeywell Process Solutions, and Jason Urso and other people that I talked to, Harsh Chitali, another who's vice president of strategy and marketing, all predicted that by the year's end we will see ISA 100, and I think it's .11a is the wireless, the sensor mesh network level that's under consideration right now by ISA. But they all say it will pass, and they'll use it, and they'll make use of it in their One Wireless system. So that was to me the biggest news coming out of it. And maybe secondary only to that was I always knew that big in the process industries especially were the parts of the companies and all the systems companies that do service and support and maintenance and engineering and all that sort of stuff. And many of them are starting to talk about the need to do more engineering. And and that sort of thing for their customers. As the customers maybe scale back, projects are getting more complex and that sort of thing. And so, there's more need for these systems companies to develop that. Well, it turns out that approximately, and this is my figure, but approximately 40% of the revenues for Honeywell Process Solutions comes from those sort of things: service, support, maintenance, engineering, and that sort of thing. And in the past, I've talked to Jack Bollock about how Honeywell, being a big company, can attract engineers, and they need to attract engineers in order to do these projects. So that's another interesting side effect too that I thought was kind of interesting, that I found worth pondering. Maybe the future of process automation systems, an awful lot has to do with engineering and support and that sort of thing, training and all the things that go in there. Anyway, that was my middle of June trip to the nice hot desert of Arizona. And this is Gary Mintchell, and you've been traveling with me.